Master Ka-Fi, to the school I follow, to the path of the sword itself. And for those reasons, I feel it was inappropriate of me to say what I said, so I'm sorry.
I see. The solution is simple then. Men, take them away! Yes, sir!
What? What do you mean, take us away? You wouldn't happen to recognize this wallet, would you? They showed Annabelle the wallet. That's my wallet! Where did you find it? Well, you see, even if I did have something to sell, I've got no place to sell it. I'm basically ruined. And to top it all off, the army and that other damned merchant are acting like I'm the one who did it. Back to Trails of Cold Steel. Reen explained that he and his classmates were investigating the truth behind what happened the previous night. You're investigating this mess, huh? Okay. So would you consider cooperating with us? Sure, why not? Not getting any of my hopes up, as I'm sure you can understand. But hell, I've got nothing left to lose. Not exactly a vote of confidence. Hey, he's willing to cooperate. I say we cut him some slack and hear him out. So, about last night. At the time the incident actually happened. Last night, huh? I don't know how much help I can be if that's what you're asking about here. See, I left the market right after arguing with that merchant yesterday, and I didn't come back till this morning. I stayed over at a friend's place, another merchant, just got pissed drunk and ranted at him all night. And you're certain of this? Positive. Ask my friend if you don't believe me. He'll back me up. I wandered over here with the awful hangover this morning, and what I found gave me a hell of a start. My whole stall in shambles. And as if it weren't bad enough, all the processed foods I was going to sell were just gone, without a trace. So the goods that were stolen were all processed foods. That's right, nuts, cheese, bacon, all foods that have a long shelf life, made with local ingredients. Seeing all my stuff gone really sobered me up. It was like I hadn't been drinking at all. And that's when I went over to that fool's stall to make him pay for it. Why did you go straight to him? Because he was the one who did it, of course. He smashed my stall, so he could have had that spot all to himself. But that doesn't make any sense. If Heinz did it, then why was his stall destroyed too? He must have done that to himself. Probably figured if he destroyed his own stall, no one would believe he could have been responsible. I don't know. That seems pretty unlikely. It's a bit excessive. While I understand your frustrations, baseless accusations do no one any favors, and only quad the true issue. But it's so frustrating. I've lost so much money because of this. I might have to shut up shop for good. That bad? If I could at least get my goods back, maybe I could salvage enough to stay afloat. But what are the odds of that? None of the other merchants saw anybody do anything, and the army's sure ain't about to help. I'm finished. Pure and simple. All this hard work I've put in getting this far, and this is how the dream ends for me. Well, I'll be honest. I'm not sure how much we'll actually be able to do for you. But we'll do everything in our power to help you find some form of closure. So cheer up, okay? I do appreciate that, but again, I ain't about to get my hopes up. Good luck, though. I think that's everything this merchant knows. Let's try questing the other one. There he goes again. Oh, jeez, please stop.
To think I was ecstatic to finally participate in the famous Celtic Grand Market.
What did I ever do to deserve this? Excuse me.
You! I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to see me acting like this. I hope you can forgive me for my inappropriate behavior.
He seems really down. It's quite understandable. He's a merchant in a busy market, unable to do business. So, what brings you here? Did you need something from me? Well, actually, Reen explained that he and his classmates were investigating, yeah. You're investigating? That's right. It'd be really appreciated if you could answer a few questions for us. You may be able to help us find the true culprit.
I suppose it can't hurt. It's better than doing nothing, at least.
You don't have to sound so pessimistic.
Well, can you blame me? You're students at a military academy. You're not exactly ace detectives.
That's true, but we're still determined to find out who did this. We may even be able to recover your goods. Cooperating with us could prove quite fruitful.
Okay, fine. I never said I wouldn't help you, did I? I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say, though. It's not like I saw anything worth mentioning.
You didn't?
As soon as I made sure my stall was ready to open the next morning, I left everything set up and went home. The other merchants around here can vouch for that. Guess I shouldn't have left the stall unattended, though. By the time I got in, it was too late. The deed had been done.
So by morning, the stall had already been destroyed and your goods stolen. Come to think of it, what goods were stolen exactly?
Oh, I have a sample with me, actually.
Bracelet. An accessory? Is this a brand that's popular in the capital?
Been a real hit lately, yeah. I was hoping to bring the fad here by selling them at the market. But this is the only one I have now. I dread to think just how much money I lost in one single night. A damn coward, sabotaging my business.
It's much too early to be jumping to conclusions. Do you have any evidence that proves his What?
No, but he's clearly the prime suspect. He was so against the idea of taking turns sharing this spot with me, he decided he destroyed my stall altogether. I just know it. I'm going to get him to give me my goods back, no matter what it takes.
Please, try to stay calm. You do know if you cause any more trouble, the army really will arrest you, right?
Ugh, yeah, I know. But it's a matter of justice. I can't just act like nothing ever happened. It's wrong. On general principle. I'm begging you, please get my goods back, whatever it takes.
Well, I can't promise success, but I swear to you, we'll do everything we can. That much I can promise.
Another drink time. Okay, that's all the two victims of this crime have to say, it seems. What does everybody think?
I can't be sure, but I really don't think either of them is responsible. Both merchants certainly have adequate motive to destroy the other stall, but the chance of both committing the same crime on the same night without crossing paths is virtually nil. It's not impossible that they were just out to steal each other's merchandise, but I don't believe that's what happened. Both of them have alibis confirming that they were somewhere else when the crime took place. I'm inclined to agree. I just can't see either of those merchants being responsible for what happened. So we're going to have a look somewhere else to find viable suspects. Where, though? I mean, who could it possibly have been? The army itself.
It's impossible to say right now. We don't have any solid leads.
We know who the culprit wasn't, but how are we supposed to start narrowing down who it was? The market itself seems unlikely to produce any further clues, so we should focus on our attention somewhere else. Actually, there is one thing that's been bugging me. There's one group of people involved in this whole situation whose actions don't seem to make any sense. Maybe if we can work out the reasoning behind their strange behavior, we can come one step closer to finding our culprit.
Whom do you mean? I'm talking about... I already know it's the army. I know for a fact that's the army. So, we're choosing the army. Because they're not doing shit. The army. They haven't done a thing to try and solve this crime, despite it happening right under their noses. And that begs the question, why not? The market manager said they're refusing to fulfill their role to the tax issue, which means the army should refuse to intervene in quarrels within the market as well. If that's the case, then why did they come and intervene this morning? Now that you mention it, that really doesn't make any sense. Their methods were atrocious, but the fact is, they brought that dispute to an end almost instantly. They did get involved. Yeah, one minute they're refusing to do anything, and the next they're taking a stand. It's definitely suspicious. My point exactly. There's definitely something unnatural about the way they're conducting themselves. And since we have no other leads, what do you say we go to the Army's guardhouse and take a look around? We might be able to learn something from them that could aid us in our investigation. That may be worth an attempt. The guardhouse isn't too far from here either. Let's head on over and see what we can find out. Alright. Where's the guardhouse? Right there. I have other matters to attend to, though. If it lets me out of the city, that is. Ah! Ignore that noise. Are you these students from that military academy, was it? What are you doing here? We're terribly sorry to trouble you, but we were hoping you might be able to help us with something. Could we ask you a few questions about the incident that occurred at the Grand Market this morning? What? What does that have to do with you? We're visiting this town on a field study as students of Thor's Military Academy. And we would be very much appreciate the chance to see how experienced soldiers such as yourselves handle difficult everyday situations. This seems a perfect opportunity for a whatever case study and can prove most invaluable to our education, if you permit it. Alright, stay here. I'll see what I can do. It looks like we might be able to hear what they have to say for themselves after all. Nicely done, Laura. In times like these, we need to make good use of our positions. No one can fault a student for wanting to learn, after all. Yeah, you know, that can be taken in bad ways, though. But now comes the hard part. This makes me nervous. Well, let's just wait and see what we can get out of them. Remember, it's not always what they say that matters, but how they say it. And even more importantly, what they don't say. Right. I hope you appreciate us taking time out of our busy schedules for this. So what do you want? And make it quick. I'm a busy man, you know. He's not even trying to keep up appearances. Unbelievable. I'll be brief then. We came to discuss the incident at the market this morning. Would we be correct in assuming that the army will be conducting no further investigation? Is that all you came here to ask? Is that all? Should the armed forces charged with maintaining peace in this region not be taking this matter more seriously? Laura, I'm not sure. You've got a big mouth for someone your age. It seems you have a lot to learn about how military units actually work. What do you mean? Let me ask you this. What should the number one priority of the army be in order to maintain the status quo? I'll tell you. Their number one priority should be to enforce the will of their region's ruling lord, Duke Alberea. As members of the army, the will of nobility is absolute. We're just following our orders, protecting what we have a duty to protect. I assume you're referring to the local petition against the sales tax increase. So you're saying as long as the petition isn't withdrawn, the guard market isn't something you have a duty to protect? Oh yeah. Interpret my words however you want. We're soldiers. We follow our orders. That's how the military works. We don't need some fresh military academy inductees telling us how to do our jobs. Ugh. This is nuts. Does he even have a tiny shred of shame? I was hoping we'd be able to get something out of him, but it sure doesn't seem too likely anymore. So what is it then? I hope this has been enlightening now. Yeah, I hope this has been enlightening. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a job to do. Wait. Would you mind answering just one more question? Elliot? Fine. Ask away. Well, do you have any idea what might have happened to the goods Marco was handling? You know, the accessory merchant? All he had left was that one sample. What are you talking about? The merchant from the capital, Hines, was the one who was planning on selling accessories. What? What did you just say? What are you all looking for? Oh yeah, what are you all looking at me like that for? How do you know that? I was under the impression you hadn't investigated the matter at all. How peculiar. We only discovered what each of the merchants were intending to sell short a while ago ourselves. Sir, we have our own ways of finding things out. You do well not to underestimate us. Now we've wasted enough time answering your questions. We're leaving. Do you think the fact that they knew of each of the merchants was selling means they did investigate the matter after all? But the burgling happened last night, and it was only first discovered this morning. Realistically, I don't think there was any opportunity during that time for them to do any digging, not without running into us. Agreed. I suspect they knew what each merchant was planning to sell well in advance of yesterday's incident. Though that would be easy information for them to learn, since Duke Alberea must have issued permits for both stalls. That's true, and the army would have no trouble gaining access to transaction records for something like that. But why would they bother? Maybe they need to know so they could prepare. Prepare for what? I get the impression that the incident at the market has been carefully planned out for a while now. I don't think those two merchants being given permits for the same spot was a coincidence either. It was probably done to get them to start fighting. So they could get robbed while there was tension between them. Basically, to create a situation that couldn't be brought under control without the army's help. So the two merchants were being used all along. That seems to fit perfectly with what happened this morning. Meanwhile, the army has shown no interest in actually working toward a solution, unless the market manager chooses to withdraw his petition. So they waited for things to get out of hand, then showed up to force both parties into an uncomfortable truce? Eventually the merchants would get worn down enough that they feel like they have no choice but to withdraw the petition. This is turning out to be an even more shadier situation than I thought. Yeah, but thanks to Elliot, I do believe we finally uncovered the truth of the matter. This was indeed some very quick thinking you displayed, Elliot. You'd make a fine military strategist. I just got lucky, that's all. So what we know is, the army is somehow involved with the actual perpetrators of this crime. The only way to solve it once and for all, though, seems to be, to find them and catch them. But if this was carried out by the members of the army, that's not going to be an easy task. No, I don't think anyone from the army was directly involved. The soldiers here are far too proud to dirty their hands with such... whatever. I tend to agree, really. Whoever the culprits are, I doubt they're still here in Celtic. There just aren't many valuable places to hide such as a huge volume of goods without them being found. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe they escaped by train? No, that can't be. Boarding a train with that much merchandise would raise suspicion for sure. It's been less than a day since the burglary happened, so they can't have gotten far. Maybe we should ask around on the main roads and see if anyone saw anything out of the ordinary. Someone suspicious may have spotted them leaving, or even entering the town. That sounds like a wise course of action. Come, let's resume our search. We mustn't let this cowardly thief run free. I wouldn't dream of it. So now, now I gotta go over there first now, don't I? I want to go over here and get this quest done. Just let me do what I want. This way, was it? Yo, kid, what's up? You know of some suspicious deals? Oh, that kid ain't happy. There you go. Woo-woo, are you okay? Look what that nasty man did to her. Is something the matter? I was just chasing after Woo-woo near the west exit of town, and there was this weird man asleep on the wrong side of the street. A weird man? To sleep in the midst of a bustling town like this, oblivious to the danger, suggests he must possess formidable skill. Oh, that drunkard! Yeah. Or he was just really drunk. The nasty smell coming off him nearly made Woo-woo faint. That's terrible. It really was. I don't know who he is, but I'll have to keep an eye on Woo to make sure he keeps a distance from her. So he's not from this town then? I'm not sure. I only started seeing him around a few days ago. I'd never seen him before that. Really now? That sounds like a lead if I ever heard of one. If he's been drinking in the middle of the day and isn't Instructor Sarah, then we know he's not a merchant, at the very least. Yeah, I think we should go talk to him. Let's have a look near the west exit and see if we can track him down. Yeah, I know this dickhead. We've seen him around. Drink! Bring me another drink! Gee, you! This guy reeks! How much does he put down? It's only midday and he's already completely blissed? Yeah, blissed? I don't think this is the man we're looking for. I think he'd have trouble pulling off a robbery. Sir, are you alright? We can help you back home if you like. Sure, leave me alone. I'm just a good for nothing who's just lost his job. Looking after that nature park. What's my life? Nature park? I wonder if he's talking about the nature park we saw yesterday. Oh, you kids know about it? You see, I used to be the park ranger for the old place. And then you lost your job? Yeah, out of nowhere too. That wasn't a good hit. I gave him a life to that job. I did. And then he just came and took it all from me. That damn opera just showed up out of nowhere and told me I was sacked. You can't just take a man's livelihood off him like that. This is not fair. That job was my wife. Life. Yes, we can see that. Something about this doesn't sound right. I agree. It hardly seems fair to take a man's job away from him without good reason. Right? I'm so glad somebody understands how I feel. There's no way a bunch of kids like that are gonna do a better job than me. Kids? I was drinking here last night too, see? And a bunch of kids in ranger uniforms went walking around the town, the west exit. Weird thing was, they was carrying a bunch of wooden boxes too, in the middle of the night. Kids these days, I tell you. You don't think they could have been a nature park? I wouldn't have even considered it, but given its size, it would no doubt be a perfect hiding spot. Yeah, they have no trouble stashing the merchandise there undetected.
The man standing at the entrance yesterday was probably there as a lookout. And if an official was the one to tell him he was fired, that's practically a smoking gun. I say something useful or something? No one has said, but if I helped you out, why not buy me a drink? I would suggest you start trying to sober yourself up instead. There's a good chance you may be able to recover both your park and your job. What? We know our next stop. As soon as we're fully prepared, let's head out to the park. Right. I really don't think there's going to be anyone in town I need to talk to update the friend page, so I think we're good to go. You know, the funniest thing is, I'm not even come back to platinuming like the games I've been doing playthroughs on until I'm done with God Eater 3. Well, actually, until I'm done with Trails of Cold Steel 2, mainly, because God Eater 3 is gonna have to wait, because that's gonna be the co-op playthrough with Winston again. Because the connection is much better for online in there, and Winston said he'll do it as long as it fucking plays well.
We should take a right here to reach the nature park.
Well, hold on there.
Let's go.
We have something else to hunt down. So yeah, I mean, of course I'm gonna have God Eater 2 done before Trails of Cold Steel 2. And so, yeah.
But we're the adversary.
Alright, let me focus on this and then we'll talk more about that.
Alright, let's do this!
Yeah, leave it to me.
Shit, already? We're gonna need this.
My turn.
Okay, we definitely need this.
Shatter!
Did that stop it? Uh-oh. Crossing fingers. Ah!
I can do this.
We need this right now, right here, right now.
Hang in there.
Nice. Real good.
Here we go!
Alright, Reen, get in there.
There!
Right.
Elliot can't make that. Detecting it's not gonna really... well... But to
Analyze
protect
enemy
it.
attack patterns. Analysis complete.
Oh!
Right.
I need to get you guys over there.
Right.
'Cause right now it's only Reen and Wara who can do anything.
Off guard.
Go!
And it can't only just be them who does this.
Go!
An opening.
It's my turn.
So you can do something from this range.
Flames. Burn. Go.
I'll take you up. Of course. Shatter.
Shit, that's not
Right.
good. I need to move you up, but I want to move you here so you don't get hit by anything. That's not good.
My turn! There! Go!
An opening.
It's my turn.
You guys like both need this, but it doesn't work on her.
Hang in there.
So just heal Laura.
You have my thanks. My turn.
You do anything yet, Elliot? Oh, finally.
Nice.
Well, that did jack.
Of course. Shatter.
Here we go! There!
Not so great. Ah, crap. Like, not good at all.
Let's go.
They definitely need this.
everyone!
That did pretty good.
Here we go!
Motivate's needed
Alright,
again.
Let's do this!
Leave it to me.
Yeah,
My turn.
not so good at all. She's pretty much gonna miss this. She still hit. Nice. Ah,
It's my
crap.
turn.
Will Laura even survive? Oh, she can. If I do this, she can attack right after. Do I do this so she can attack right after, or do I try to heal Laura? But then Elise is gonna go in there and she might die. There's a slight chance Laura will survive. Do this. There's a slight chance this might even cancel that. The slight chance wasn't very good. Oh, Laura, please survive. Oh. Here we go. Do that.
Here we go!
Take him down.
That's
Perfect.
that. Let's keep moving.
Hell yeah. That's how it's done.